I feel like we always start with a little technical thing, but hello, Crunchy Mamas. Here we are. We're starting again. And I am super excited today that I'm going to talk to Marisa Abel. She has a really inspiring story to tell all of us. And her story, to me, it's very motivational. And I sometimes use her as an example when I'm struggling or when I think that, maybe it's better to shift or give up. And I think Marisa is the person who inspires me not to give up. She's one of the people, one of my role models that really teach me a lot about never giving up on your dreams. And I am just super excited and to hear more about what she has to tell us about her story, which is really cool when she moved from Brazil to New York to pursue her dream. Hi, Marisa.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So good to see you, although it's in camera, on the phone.
Yeah, and the good thing is you're talking about the inspiration, but I always say that you have a really nice energy, and it's so nice all the time. I see something, you posting something, or I see something that's coming from you.
Hmm.
It comes with good energy, good vibes, and it's really nice
Oh,
to meet you all the time.
thank you, Marisa. I feel the same about you. I think you have great energy and an amazing strength. The things that you've done in your career are really admirable. And look at that with the glasses. How cute.
Yeah. Question is just like I'm trying to put glasses because I can see better, but I don't know if it's showing the lights here. Is that bad?
I think it's great. I
It's
think
good.
that's
Okay.
great.
So
Yes.
then I can see better.
All
I
right. So, Marisa, tell us, tell all the Crunch Mamas about your story, about your career story and how you didn't change your career, but you changed countries, and that was an amazing thing. And I just think that the mamas are going to get inspired by your story.
I took away my computer. Okay. So first, hi Crunch Mamas. It's so nice to be here. I just mom of a pet, not a kid, but I have my two nieces that I help to raise. So and they talk to me like I'm a mom, so I feel a mom even if I don't have kids.
You
Uh,
certainly are. We're all mamas raising stepchildren, our own children, our pets. We're all mamas. We're caretakers.
yeah. Oh, so first, like I was born in Atibaia, Brazil. I was born in a small ranch, and that is really a thing that in Brazil you get bigger because people from ranch, it's like not all the time they are people that will be in another countries or doing something different because your limitations is more than people that was born and live in the cities. I lived over there for 6 years, and then I moved to the city that we call over there, meaning go to urban place. And since I was a kid, I wanted to be a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought anything like how difficult it will be or what I have to do. I just want to be a journalist.
You knew
And
what you wanted, and you're like, I'm going to
yeah, and
be
I'm
that.
like,
That's
I will
it.
do it. So I didn't think like how expensive it is because it is really expensive. I just like what I want to do. I want to do a journalist. I want to be a journalist, so I will be a journalist. And
Mhm.
then I started
And this
studying
was
for
when, since you were a little girl, you said you put it in your head, I'm going to be a journalist. And this is in your small town, growing up in your farm, and saying, this is what I'm
actually
going to. What
actually
did your
no.
parents think about that?
When I was kid, I want to be a veterinarian.
Oh, okay.
Until my mom made a really good question. If comes a horse or a dog that is sick and you have to kill the
Mhm.
animal, not because you're bad or any, but like a lot of animals has these issues, and then she's like, do you like have the courage to do this? And I was like, no, because she was like, oh, if it's sick, you open and you can like do the surgery or something. I was like, yeah, of course I will treat it. If it's some ticks, I will take it away. If it's really dirty, I will clean. If you have to kill the animal because like some some horses break the
Right.
legs and
Sometimes, yes, you have to put the animal down because it's suffering or something. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't really know how that
yeah.
works. I would
So I
I would
gave up.
not be able to do it ever.
I gave up in this moment. So it's like, no, I can't. I can't put any animal that down because it's the right thing to do, but I can't. So then I was like, okay, what I want to do. And then I was the kid that while everybody was playing during the news and going home during the soap opera or whatever, I was doing the different way. I was going to my home to watch the news.
And
And
so
then
you
I
didn't
was
want to watch the soap opera. You wanted to watch the news.
no, I like to watch the soap operas because it was the other thing that I want to do is
Hmm.
it's being actress, but
Oh,
I don't
right.
need
You're
to
an actress
follow.
as well.
Yeah, I don't need to be follow the soap operas because different of the TV shows that we have here in the US, soap operas in Brazil get too long. So I was like, I watch 1 or 2 episodes in 1 week and I know what's going on because they are very
The drama
slow.
is very much the same.
Yeah, exactly. So then I was watching just to see the interpretation and out
Hmm.
what they're doing. But so that time I decided, okay, I want to do the two things.
Hmm.
One, to be a journalist, work on TV, and another one, work in the movies in the United States.
I'm gonna be an actress in Hollywood or no Broadway. You wanted Broadway. You went to
Okay, I want to be an actress. I want to do Hollywood movies, but I
uh-huh.
never think to leave United States. That's the funny thing. You know,
You
like
never thought
God.
about living in the United States. You thought, I'm going to be an actress in the United States living in Brazil when you were
Yeah, so yeah,
a
you
child.
can do it. Like you go make one movie, like because some movies is even if it's a Hollywood production, is
Right,
made in Africa, is made in
right.
Paris.
So
I want
you
to be an
never thought
actress.
about as a child you didn't think about leaving Brazil until you got
No,
you
when I
got
was
your
teenager,
job.
yeah, when I was teenager, I want to do, when you intercambio in English is,
You wanted to be an exchange student
yeah,
somewhere else in the
yeah.
United
So
States.
but no, I never think living or visiting United States like a dream.
Yeah.
I like Manhattan, I like New York, I like to see this in the movies, but I'm not thinking when I was teenager, it's not thinking, oh, I want to go there. When I was teenager, I want to visit Machu Picchu, know the Stonehenge, going to Europe, going to
More
Israel.
adventurous. So
Yeah.
tell us what led you to finally have this dream of, no, I want to leave my job, because what you told us that you left your small town, you went to college, you got into a very good college, which was amazing, your scholarship and all that. And then you started working in the big city as a journalist in a good magazine, which you were very happy, and became a chief editor, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so then when I did all these things, like when I went to college, I moved to another city,
Mm-hmm.
so by myself, with a friend. I was in her apartment. So after that, we start sharing an apartment. It was 3 years, really, really nice. Kacha, it's really a friend that we still talking to today, not that much anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
it was really, really good time for us. I had, of course, I have the struggles to pay the college was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do my loans for 10 years. But
Oh,
was a thinking that I'm not, when I want to be a journalist, was okay, I want to be a journalist. I have to pay this.
right.
I didn't know how I would pay. And I was just like working, paying the college and
And
doing.
let me just explain one thing to the Americans, because in Brazil, getting a student loan, first of all, is very hard. It's not it's not easy to get a loan when you're, off from high school, and there's not that many incentives. There's the interest rates are so high, and I'm sure that when you graduated, it was like kind of everyone was telling you it's suicidal, don't do it, don't get a student loan, right?
Yeah.
So Marisa, since she was very young, she went a little bit in a different path, because getting a student loan in Brazil is very different than getting a student loan in the United States, and paying it off in 10 years is a miracle. So I think what you've done is already there. You don't even have to continue the story. I mean, we're going to, but just there you can see the strength in
Yeah.
Marisa.
That is the thing. Like I pay in 10 years and I pay more than the double of the price that the real college.
Right.
So
With all the
the
interest
money that I pay to them, I was supposed to do 2 colleges, not just one. But what was at the time, like I came from a humble family. So at the time, what I have, I'm the first one in my family that has a college degree. And
awesome. Amazing.
right now is really nice because my cousin's getting my niece is already she already did, but another niece is doing right now.
You
So
inspire the entire family to
yeah,
go out there and get your college degree and pursue your dream.
and right now it's a little cheaper because
Yeah,
at the
the
time that
interest
I
rates
was
are a little better.
at the time I was going to college, it was a really crazy things because the minimum salary I remember was 300 and my college was 1200, just for people
Wow.
understand how much is a college in Brazil. And was but I didn't it is the point, I didn't think how I will pay it. I knew that I will pay it, I need that but I have to do this is the first step. So
In
after I
your heart,
finished,
you knew that you were going to somehow manage it.
yeah, it's
Sometimes
like
we have that gut feeling and we have to go with it.
yeah. And then I was like, I want to be a journalist. So this is the way. First studying for the test, then you pass the test, then you start college. It was like, and it was funny thing about college. So I gave when I told my boss at that time that I passed on the test,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, and I asked for a change in my time of my job. Was
Mm-hmm.
college was in one city, I live in another city 1 hour away. And then he said, I asked him, hey, I don't have a car. I do not have these buses, rent buses that can go back and forth. And the only way I have to go is the regular buses. And for
Okay.
this city specific was 2 buses per day, one in the morning, another in the afternoon. I said to him, I can go every day to college, sleep over there in my friend's house, come back in the morning to work, but it will get here instead I getting here 8:30 on my job. I'm asking you to start 9:30 and then I leave 1 hour later. And then he said to me, look, I want to be a doctor, not a dentist. And I did a dentist because I didn't pass in the doctor test.
Uh-huh.
So we do not have anything that we want in life. And it was like, okay, maybe you, not me. I want to be a journalist. I study for that. I passed the test, and I will be a journalist. And he said, good
Wow.
luck. You don't work for me anymore.
So he fired you.
He fired me.
Oh my gosh. So you were asking him if you could come in an hour later and leave an hour later so that you could go to college and still have your job. And your college was in another city, which you had to take 2 buses to get to because you didn't have a car. And he said, sorry, no,
Yeah.
I wanted to
And
be a doctor and I couldn't be a doctor because I didn't pass the test. So sorry, like life, like this is what life is all about. And
the
basically
place that I
telling you, give
work
up
at,
on your dream.
and this is like the place that I work at, it was one lady is getting in 7:30, another 8, another 8:30. That was me. And another one was 9 o'clock. So it was not big deal at all. Changing, and I talked to the another lady. Could you exchange the time so you come early and I come in your time? And she agreed. So, but for him, was like how my employee passed the test and he didn't. So no, if I'm not a doctor, you not be a journalist. And then I said, okay, goodbye.
So what
And
did you do?
then
You continued you found another job close to your college. What happened then?
no, so then I moved to the another city, and it
And
was
that's with the student loan you had to pay.
in the
Your
no the
salary was
like
$300, 300 not dollars, but the currency in Brazil, 300 a month. That was your salary, and your college cost 1,200 a month.
Yes. So when I moved to another city, I had no job. I had was another city, and then I went to a place that my friend that lived with me, she was studying for be a nurse, one of the most famous college in Brazil and the best ones, that Unicamp. And so then she said, I work in this place. They have this job. It was like, what is that? Get the folders for this class, and I have to put this on the stores. And they pay 50 cents for each folder that I'm allowed to put in the store. So I have to go store by store and say, hey, can I put the folder here? And they allowed me. I tag this on, I put the name on the list, and then I gave to people. People confirm it if I worked, and they pay me 50 cents for each.
Wow. And that's how you got through college.
So that was got like the first 3 months, not paying the college yet, paying like the expenses, like bus and all these things, the food. And then I got this place and I was like, say, how many folders you want? And I was like, 1,000. I was like, why 1,000? Is it because I needed 500
per day?
No, it's like they give you three or 4 days to put, but I just needed 500 to pay the rent where I'm living, to pay the food, and to pay this buses. And then the guy said, you want 1,000? I was like, yes. I wake up in the morning and go every place putting it. I did this in 3 days. And so, but I chose the streets that's more stores over there. So go one and another. And then, but they just have this job for once a month. So it's like I'm going there doing this, and I'm doing small things here and there. And then
you got through college, and then you finished college. Let's just fast forward a little bit, because I want to get to New York.
Yeah. Okay. So then I passed to college. I went back to my city to help my family with their business, because my mom needs to do some exams and surgery. So I helped. And then I got this invitation to work. I was working in a magazine in my city and also in my mom's restaurant, both at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Your mom owned restaurants at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And she had some medical surgeries, procedures. She had to take some time off, and you went to help her.
So I went to help her. So I have, in the morning, I have to help her until 2 o'clock, 6 a.m. to 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock until 10 p.m. I was in the magazine.
Okay.
So, and then I met someone that said, hey, I have a nice job for you in São Paulo in a fashion magazine.
São Paulo is our biggest city in Brazil. So it's really cool.
Kind of our New York City.
Yes.
So then I went there. I did the interview. The lady hired me. At that time was 4 magazines.
Okay.
And she said that she hired me first because I was like she called me in the crazy time to job interview, and I was there. Like
they used to do that a lot in Brazil.
Yeah.
I had a client who she would ask me to come at first at 5:30 in the morning, then 5 o'clock in the morning, and then 4:30 in the morning. But she arrived at 8. She just wanted to make sure. She would ask the guard that stayed in the front to make sure that I came at the time that she was telling me to come.
Oh.
Just to make sure I was there. So I would have to wait 2 hours, 3 hours for her, and then she would place the order with me. But if I didn't get there at 4:30 in the morning as promised, I would lose it.
They want to
these little things that happen sometimes.
They want to see if you're committed with that. So
right.
So then I started working. This magazine was 4 magazines. Then came this magazine and the interview with the manager. We do customized magazines. So for example, a big company wants to do the magazine of their company. So we do this kind of magazines. And one was about fashion. And the sports magazine came. I am a sport person. I do like a lot of things. And they hired me as the chief editor. Wow. I was there for 7 years.
7 years.
I love the job. I learned a lot in this place. It was really a place that gave me give another point of view what journalism is and what customized journalism is. It's a different way for a newspaper. I had worked before in a TV as a reporter in my city, and it was like a completely different world. So it was really nice. I grew a lot. This company has, when I left, they left 14 magazines.
Wow.
I started with 4, and then I left the company with 14.
14. Okay.
I took care of more than a magazine so I have to write for all the 14, like one article for one, another, and take care of 4.
Wow.
So I was responsible for 4. And the day that then I had my first trip to United States. That comes the United States.
That's when things started to get.
Yeah. My friend that worked with me in Brazil, in another city while I'm at college, she moved to United States, and she said, come to visit me. Was my first international trip. I got like, okay. And then I talked to my boss at that time, and then she said, okay, is your first big trip like outside the outside Brazil.
Yeah.
I give you 30 days of leave because we have in Brazil vacation after days.
Paid vacation.
Yeah, awesome. But this is normal in Brazil. But
in Brazil, it's normal, yeah.
But people don't get like all straight. They get 15 or 20 and 10.
Yes.
And she gave to me. As soon as I put my feet in Manhattan, I fall in love. It was like my first day in the United States. I was in Central Park. It's my favorite place in the world right now. I live next to it, so it's really nice. But at that day, I was not imagining living here. Like I was just like, wow, this is an amazing place. So I went to Connecticut, where my friend Marla lives, and she was coming to Manhattan almost every day to enjoy the city. And my friend from college was working here as an au pair. So I met her here. So it was really, really nice time. And then I came back to Brazil and I started, okay, let's think about it. Let's think about moving. Let's see what's the procedures. So then I took my journalist visa. And then I was like, what I have to do to be there.
Okay,
and then I came.
Did you know how to speak English before you moved to the United States?
Yes. Hi.
You knew English?
Yeah, hi and bye.
Oh, you knew 2 words, hi and bye.
No, maybe some lyrics from Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses. But no.
So your part of your plan was to move to the United States and learn how to speak English and pursue your journalist career, as well as being an actress and a photographer that you already were, but you wanted to also be in New York.
So then after this trip, I started thinking about move. And then I came again for one more time, but the second time I came on 20 days. It was a vacation time. And then I finally decided we moved to United States. So I received, when I came here for the 3rd time, I think, because I came like back and forth for some years as a vacation, 20 days, 15 days. And I received this invitation to do a movie. And it was like, that's perfect.
It's like synchronicity. It's the universe conspiring. I'm going to shoot a movie in New York. What? Yeah.
And then, but they asked me for produce because I did this training in Brazil as the one school in Brazil. I did this screenwriter and production. So this person asked me to come. And then at the same time, I asked to be a journalist in the magazine here. Okay. But before that, when I was here, one day I was talking to a person. She's a Brazilian lady. She's an English teacher. She was giving me classes. And I was talking about my aspirations. It was before like really moving to live here. I was like, I came first for learning English for 5 months.
Yeah.
And then she said, look, you are a journalist in Brazil. Here you're nothing. So don't think that you be a journalist here because you're not. So you have to start since the beginning. And then I went home and was like, no, I am journalist in Brazil, and whatever, like which country, I don't care.
I am journalist.
I am journalist. I'm like, nobody takes this from me because I'm in another country. So then I I went to this place, show my resume, and he hired me as a journalist coordinator of a Hispanic magazine. That's not my that's not
Did
my
you
first
speak
language.
Spanish or?
In Spanish.
But you speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish, but like not for being a journalist in Spanish.
Okay, okay.
What I did in Portuguese. Translate to Spanish. Sit with the teacher and say, hey, what do you want to say in this part? And then she was correcting with me every article.
Wow.
I wanted this expression. Oh, it doesn't work in this way in Spanish. So and then we are redoing. And then was the day that I was coordinator for this magazine for a while. I did this movie, and in the middle of the movie, the lady that was the protagonist, she left.
Oh no.
And
what's the name of the movie, Marisa?
Perdida, Night Lost.
Perdida, Night Lost. Is it in Portuguese or in English?
Half and a half. So it has a if you put people,
it's half in Portuguese and half in English. Interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't speak in English at all at the time.
Oh my gosh.
And I did in English.
Wow.
So if you Google it, Perdida, Night Lost, has one version that is normal and another version that has subtitle in English for all the parts that is in Portuguese.
Cool.
So then she left.
I will write down Perdida so people can know
what. Let's see the comment.
Perdida, right?
Yeah, Perdida, Night Lost.
And then Night Lost is the rest of the. Okay, Perdida, Night Lost is the movie that first movie Marisa made here in New York.
And then we have no money to produce the movie, so no budget at all. I was doing with zero, everything by just calling people, asking. And one day I need a tall truck, so I called one of the person that was there and was like, "Oh, my friend has a tall truck company." I was like, "Okay, good, I will call." And I called the person, and he was like, "I just sold yesterday. That is the number of the new guy. But I don't think he will help you with this, because I don't know this guy very well." I was like, "Okay, I will call." And I call, "Hi, hello, my name is Marisa. I'm producing a movie here, blah, blah, blah. We don't have budget. I want to know if you can borrow me it's borrow or lend?
Lend the truck, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, when? I was like, tomorrow, 7 p.m. And he was like, okay, I will be there. And I was like, what? He doesn't know me. He doesn't know my number. And it was like, why? Because it was my first reaction. And he said, because you convinced me by your voice. And
some crazy things that happen, right?
It's really, really crazy.
Just trust you because they trust you.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay, nice. And so he was there. I was thinking he will not show up. Suddenly, 5 to 7 p.m. I was waiting in front of the bar that we have to record the movie, and the guy arrived with the truck. Wow. Hi, Marisa. I am Edu. So nice to meet you. There's the truck. Whatever you want.
Amazing.
It was really nice. So then when we did all these parts, the lady that was the protagonist left. Of course, we understand. We're doing a movie without any budget.
With no pay, yes.
Everybody was volunteering to do the movie. Mm-hmm. And then we are about to give up when the casting director, Claudia, she said to the director, hey, Marisa's an actress. She knows every word in this movie. Why not her?
So you became the protagonist.
But I was not his type. For him, the protagonist should be someone skinnier, and he just didn't see me as a protagonist. So then he was like, maybe okay. So and then we hired another actress. When the first scene, she was not that good. Mm-hmm. So then she said again, let's do with Marisa. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, let's try. And I did the first scene, we are rehearsing. Mm-hmm. he was in tears. Oh my God, I found my Rachel. And
Oh, he found, finally he saw you and said, this is exactly what we need.
yeah, and then it was funny thing because after we finished the movie, he was telling that all the people in Brazil was talking to him. Oh, you picked the right lady, and he was like thinking because I wasn't. I was far away from being his first. It's more
Choice.
about
Yeah.
the outside than the
Mhm.
inside. Like
Right, right.
he was memorizing something very small and
Mhm.
fragile, and he was like, don't see me. He see me as a strong woman, and
Right. Which you are, but that was
but
not the
not the
character
movie.
that he wanted. But
Yeah,
you can play any role because you're an actress, so it's fine.
and
Oh,
then
that's
I
that
went
was your
to
first movie, and then you continued living in New York and working as in the magazine as a journalist. You had the movie, so your first acting job in New York, and the photography because
yeah,
you were I know you took a lot of pictures, my pictures too.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
love the picture that you put in the folder that I took.
I know our banner. That picture is Marisa.
So then I was like for journalism here. Then I started working as in a magazine, a Lotus magazine, and after that, so I left this another magazine, the Hispanic magazine.
Mhm.
They are having some like problems with them, like nothing to do with the production. And then the guy gave up a little bit about magazine. He was asking 6 months because he has to his personal things to solve. So then I started this another magazine. But journalism here for me in the Brazilian community don't pay all the bills. So you have to do other stuff. When I went to was a casting, and then I
Mhm.
went to do some castings here in Manhattan,
Okay.
and then was this how can I say, was a black community casting, and
Mhm.
I was white, and
Okay.
I went there and I got the paper, and I got and then the guy said, okay, you're the lady because has
You got the
to,
part.
yeah,
Okay.
then he's like, he gave me the paper and said, okay, so this is your character, do
Uh-huh.
it. I was like, how
Cool.
you want that? And he said, she's emotional. And then I cried because I was reading and crying. And then I passed the test. And then I asked him, like, look, I have some accent. And he was the director that said to me, Marissa, everybody has accent. No
Everybody
worries
has an
about that.
accent in New York City, right? It's okay. It's
So
not a big deal.
I did a judge in this off Broadway show that was really
Mhm.
nice. And after that, one lady that worked as an actress, Margaret, she said to me that was having another casting for another group, and I went to this with her, and I passed this another group, and I am with them for all these years.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
a Ujama Black Theater, and
Uh-huh.
then this is for most of the stories, of course, it's a Black theater, so it's a Black community stories, but it's something that I love to do, and I feel like
Amazing.
I am like I am the few people that is not from Black community
Uh-huh.
because I'm white, but
Right.
I asked the director another day, hey, give me a line. Marissa, you have to be Black. This is for Black people to say. I was like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but think about how white people say these lines will be really, really impact on the theater. And he was like, yeah, you think, I think I can give you this monologue.
That's amazing because it's a community that embraced you, brought you in, helped you continue your dream of being an actress. And so we need to wrap up soon, but I want you to tell everyone
Okay.
if you had to do this, to start over, is there anything you would have done differently?
Yes, I could.
What would you have done differently?
I could learn a little bit more about the community where I'm living to, how
Mm-hmm.
it works, the laws. So I learn all the law in the United States because I want to do the right thing
Mm-hmm.
But I learned when I was already here. I learned a little bit to come here, of course, to get the right visa, to stay, to be able to work and everything. But besides that, another things like what you have to do, like don't drink on the streets, this kind of stuff that you
Basic
don't.
stuff, like the basic rules and laws of
Yeah.
where you're going to live, right?
And another thing is learn how it works, because I could have less stress if I learn, okay, here they paid by week,
Mm-hmm.
not by month.
Right.
They don't pay vacation, they don't pay extra, they don't, if you work you work, if you don't you get sick, zero problem. So all
Right.
the stuff that I have to learn here, so I could
Yeah.
be
The
better
labor
prepared.
laws, how things work, it's very different. Yes, when you move to a new country, you have to learn about the country, or else you get there and everything is like, can be very unpleasant surprises. And what advice do you give to people who want to just make a huge change in their lives? Either it's changing careers or changing something huge in their life, like moving to a new country. Right now, we're stuck in the quarantine. We can't really make plans like that, but hopefully one day we will. But we are all adapting to a new normal, working from home. So everybody's going through a big change. What advice do you give?
It's a device that I had from my friend Geraldo. He's and his wife, they are very close friends, and he said this to me when I went to come to US the first time. And then he said, do step by step.
Mm.
What's your first step? To get a passport, get the passport. Second step, a visa.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will think about, like, you know already how much you expend. So do this, like, start saving. When you get at the time to move on, you will have everything done. So do this step by step. It's the same for career. What you want to do, what you want to be. So if you want to be a YouTuber, learn how it works, learn the platform, learn how you get more followers, how to do the position of the camera, the preparation. If you want to do I don't know, if you be someone that has a store, do small things, do cupcake, learn
Yeah.
how to pack
Start
it.
start small, step by step. Don't
Yeah.
give up. Focus on your goals, right?
And
And
then put the
go
targets.
for it.
You know,
Yes.
this week I will learn until this step. And then you put a timeline, and
Right.
then you put, okay, in 5 months I will get this, and every week you get one thing. Because if you don't, like for example, like I told you before when we are in the offline,
Yeah.
I'm like, my next step is to reduce my accent as an
Mhm.
actress. Even if everybody has an accent, I have to
You
reduce
want to
my.
improve. You want to improve your English. You want to improve your accent. There's
I have
always
to learn.
there's always things to improve. We're always working, right,
Yeah,
on
but if
improving
you
something.
don't put a target, okay, I will start in this, or when I get this 5 weeks, I will have to be at all this thing done. You
Right.
don't do it, you postpone.
Yes.
So
Put
put it
dates, write
yourself,
it down.
yeah, put the line time and timeline, and put like, this week I will do this until I get what I want to. So then
Right.
will be easy, step by
Right.
step.
So that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Marisa. This was great. I'm so happy that we got to, tell the Crunchy Mamas a little bit about your story. I know there's much more to tell. So we can maybe have another one, another live another day, and you can tell us more about how it is to work in and live in New York City as, a journalist, an actress, a photographer. And we didn't even talk about your photography work,
No.
but it's beautiful, I know.
Thank you.
And continue on your path, which is, very successful. And I'm very proud of you and everything you've accomplished.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you for the invitation. It's really nice to be here. And then when you sent me the invitation, I was so honored to be here, because I know your story too, and I know
Yes.
everything that you're building, and it is amazing that you see me in this way. So it's really nice, and for me, it's an honor to be here.
Oh, thank you so much, Marisa. That's very sweet. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will save this live so everybody can watch it later, whoever missed it.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.